Cornish, and then between 5 and 6, of course, the news hour. Two guests who've joined me in studio, who are going to bring us up to date with the launch of the Foul River Festival for 2009. So it's a very good afternoon to Tony Budd on my left and Claire Eason-Bassett on my right. Not that that would make any difference to you at home, whether they're on the left or on the... Hello, Claire.
Hello, Martin.
Long time no see.
Absolutely.
The last time was across the road at Blast, wasn't it?
It was, yes, absolutely.
I had to think about that for a little bit.
And that's coming back again later on this year.
I believe so.
But we've got the Foul River Festival first.
And there's some very good stuff online about Blast as well.
There is, absolutely.
They've done something about the website there, haven't they?
We have completely been rejigged, so we've got a whole pile of new material there.
See how I got you back onto that.
Beautiful, yeah.
We'll talk in a moment or two, or we'll talk later about Blast. We'll talk right now about the Foul River Festival. It kicks off tomorrow, effectively, doesn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And there's a whole pile of different activities. Toby, you know more about this one.
Yeah, it's the festival opens tomorrow afternoon with a parade of sail that we've called the Beer Fleet. And,
it's a good name.
It's a good name. It seems to have attracted quite a bit of interest.
I wonder why.
Indeed, Skinners have brought out the festival beer, which is the King Harry Ale, and that's going to be picked up from Truro by a couple of ferries and taken down to Falmouth. And then we've got a small fleet of boats joining the two ferries off Malpas, including the Falmouth tugs and the tall ship Ruth. And they'll be arriving in Falmouth around 6 o'clock at the Prince of Wales Pier.
Fantastic. So it all kicks off with a beer fleet, which is good news, as long as you have a designated driver to get you home. And I'm not talking about your boat either, I'm talking about when you get off the boat and into the car. And then the opening ceremony itself, the 22nd, it's the live music event that's going on.
Yep, we've got, there's going to be some speeches and stuff around sort of between 6:30 and 7, and then we've got the Truro School of Samba doing a live demonstration in Event Square at 7:30, and that's going to lead into the Skinners free live music event, and we've got a band called the Myriettes coming down to open the festival this year.
Now, where do they come from?
They're down from Somerset, and my understanding is they opened the Glastonbury VIP tent last year, so we're hoping for some good music to open the festival.
Absolutely fantastic. And what's nice about the festival is that it involves as many people as possible. Everybody from the youngsters right through to the old toppies like me, the grey hairs.
Indeed, I mean it's all about celebrating life on the river, and we've tried to bring in a real mix and variety of events from the arts side of it right the way through. We've got kids triathlons, we've got rowing races, we've got the music events. It really does have a very varied selection of stuff going on.
And we're looking at what, 10-day event really, aren't we?
It is 10 days including the first Friday, yeah.
Which is absolutely unbelievable. There are some unusual things that are happening.
Odd, yeah.
Maybe those that just make you go, what? Okay, so you're doing films on the King Harry Ferry, is that right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Claire can tell you a bit more about that. I actually work at the King Harry Ferry, and Claire came and approached us about putting some screenings on the King Harry Ferry after it closed at night in the middle of the river, and we loved the idea. But I don't know if you want to say a bit more about it.
I don't know if it was genius or
madness.
Madness, absolutely. Yeah. But we decided that the King Harry Ferry offered this kind of unique opportunity to take over space exclusively and show some water-themed films. And
such as what?
Well, we're starting with Pirates of the Caribbean 1, and we will also have Pirates of the Caribbean 2.
Yo!
The first films are being shown at Event Square on Sunday afternoon, one at 6:30 and one at 9 o'clock. In a slightly tenuous link to the water theme, we have Anchorman at 9 o'clock on Sunday afternoon, also at Event Square. And then we move on to the ferry properly, as it were, for Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday nights, 10 o'clock screenings of The Poseidon Adventure, although what on earth caused me to think that putting a film about a boat sinking onto a ferry was a good idea. I have no idea, but that should be great. I think the whole atmosphere of having films, water-based films on the ferry will be fantastic.
Now, when you go to the Poseidon Adventure, do you have to wear dinner dress? Do you have to carry glasses of champagne?
No. I would encourage you to wear warm clothing because it probably will be quite chilly. Should be dry though. The forecast is good, and but it will be dark as well. So
How are you going to do that? You're going to put a temporary screen up against one of the bulkheads?
Absolutely, yes. So we're putting all of the equipment onto the ferry, and so literally as it's closing at the end of play on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we'll be setting up the cinema, and we'll also have a bar and a sweets concession, and the usual stuff you'd expect.
But people only onto the ferry, so there'll be a queue of cars up and around the hill.
Well, potentially, but there's also parking at Trelisic, so we'll be expecting people to park up there, walk down the hill, which is all going to be lit and stewarded and all that kind of stuff, safe stuff. But walk down the hill to the ferry, bring chairs, like I say, rugs, warm clothing, and come and enjoy a film on the water.
So the Poseidon Adventure this is Tuesday
next week.
Next week.
Yep.
The days of the week are disappearing so fast. So Tuesday next week, Wednesday?
Pirates of the Caribbean 2.
On the ferry?
On the ferry.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, absolutely.
You never know who's going to come up the side. That's the only thing you'd have to worry about. And then on the Thursday?
Thursday we have Jaws.
Oh, yeah. Right. So if it doesn't sink and if the pirates don't get you, you've got to watch out for the sharks.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Great.
And Toby was just saying that the water at the King Harry Ferry, where we're going to be sat over, is actually 100 feet deep, was that?
It's 100 feet deep in the middle, yeah.
And there are some creatures that lurk beneath.
Oh dear.
So it should be interesting.
Will there be a ferry on Friday morning? Stay tuned to BBC Radio Cornwall. We'll keep you up to date. What other things would you point towards, Toby, as great attractions?
I suppose on that first weekend, one of the big events is going to be the Greenbank Hotel. Going to be trying to make the world's biggest mall à la Normandy on Event Square.
Oh yes. Okay. I think about that. So moule à la Normandy.
Yep, it's a slight twist on Moule Marinière, except it's going to be made with Skinner's Cornish cider. And Sanjay, who's the head chef at the Greenbank, is going to be cooking 350 kilograms of mussels up on this stage, and which is going to be enough we reckon to feed just under 1,000 people.
350 kilos.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of mussels, and they've all come out of the River Fowl just by King Harry at the mussel farm there.
Fantastic, absolutely.
It's going to be a brilliant event. We're still having a bit of trouble finding a pan, I think,
big enough.
but don't worry about that.
So if you have a very big pan at your house and you would normally feed 1,000, could you lend it to them? What's great about this festival, as with very few festivals, I have to say, in Cornwall, is that you do publish a fantastic guide to what's going on. That is literally full of all sorts of information. So you can pick and choose. You can pick the stuff for the youngsters. You can work out what you want to do over a weekend. You know, after you've done the shopping, after the grass has been cut, into the car with a picnic, and off you go. Yeah,
well, we printed 30,000 of the 50-page festival guides this year, and they're being very popular. You can pick them up right the way around the area. All the local TICs have got them. You can get them from Event Square, and 8,000 copies are being inserted into the Falmouth edition of the West Britain tomorrow. So if you pick up your Falmouth copy, you'll be able to get a copy of the festival guide. There is only one big mistake I should point out, and that is that
You're not supposed to point out mistakes.
Well, we've put an event in on the wrong day.
Oh.
the Pulpo Festival, which is the Italian word, Spanish word for octopus, is going to be up at Providore, which is an Italian delicatessen in the middle of Falmouth. It's actually on the Saturday, not on the Sunday, but everything else is correct.
Fantastic. They double-checked afterwards. Now, there's lots of arts as well. There's everything from the Flushing Arts Week, including Charity Jazz on the Quay, which really drew my attention. You've got the Camborne Town Band there. And talking about that, the Camborne Youth Band I saw in Redruth the other day at the rugby, they were outstanding. Alan Pope, they were outstanding. And then Pendennis Brass Band, concert on the Square, at Event Square. This is looking forward to the 27th, that's this day week. Now, my advice to you is to get your hands on the festival guide itself, so that you can pick and choose what you'd like to go along to. And funnily enough, of course, this happens at round about the same time as the open studios. So within the Fowl River Festival guide, you will find information about the local studios that are open, when they're open, where you can go along to, and you can meet the artists and see their work. So there's a huge amount in it. Thanks very much to both of you for coming in.
Thanks very much.
Quick summation, anything you want to add?
All the details are online at
www.fowlriverfestival.co.uk.
There you are, www.fowlriverfestival.co.uk. Thank you both very much.